Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Battlefield Waltz, continuing Abel's route. So, we just had our little tryst with him in the classroom, right? And now we're going back to the dorm. Wait a minute. I did come back here with enthusiasm, but girls can't enter the boys' dorm. Oh, we're going in, apparently. Maybe I should wait until tomorrow. But it's urgent, so I want to tell him now. Pacing back and forth near the boys' dorm, I saw a familiar student come out. Asaka, great timing! Huh? What are you doing here? Can I ask a favor? Can you tell Abel to meet me in the backyard right away? And no problem. Let me go tell him. Asaka smiled and went back inside. Now, if Abel doesn't show up, that means Asaka didn't tell him and he's a liar. I'm sorry, I saw the pin feathers and I was going to try again. I'm very sorry, buddy. Oh, somebody's very prickly today, aren't you? Oh. Thank goodness. Now I can talk to him. I don't think Asaka's evil, so. Abel, you're here. Look, he's blushing. He's like, a girl's calling me out. And now Asaka knows and everyone's gonna know. Of course I would come. So what is it that you needed to tell me so urgently? It's about your mother, Abel. Oh, that's right. The conversation we had, we were just talking to Chalet and Pasha's hot daddy. It was a coincidence, but I met Lord Avis at Chalet's shop. Avis? Pasha's father, and the younger brother of King Ildis of Digroth. Yes. What does he have to do with my mother? Well, apparently. I'm just kidding. King Ildis was also... He was in love with your mother, Abel. What? What are you talking about all of a sudden? Please listen to what I have to say. Abel, I want you to know... Fine. I did my best to relay exactly what I heard from Chalet and Lord Avis. Abel didn't say a word the whole time, listening intently but clearly irritated, and... So? Is that all you want to say? Abel... Are you trying to tell me I lied? No, Abel, that's not why I told you this. No, we don't think you lied, we just think that you didn't have all the correct information, so like, you know? I never thought you lied to me. But I doubt Lord Avis was lying either. There can be only one truth. That's one way to think about it, but I believe both could be true. You... Abel's tone suddenly grew more and more irritated, which frightened me. Continuing might make him mad, like when I was talking with King Sarazar. But even so, I had to confirm this with Abel. Oh, sorry, Bird, Jesus. I'm an outsider, so I know it's nosy to bring this up. I'm sorry, buddy. I can't tell you to stop hating Rosian, but I need to ask you, Abel. What? Did Lady Emera hate Rosian? Did she ever say things like she hated him or that she never wanted to see him again? Did she ever say she wanted you to avenge... Oh. Okay. He's gonna... I was like, we're going to... I'm like, is he gonna try to shut us up with a kiss? Yes. He's shutting us up with a kiss. Shut up. Oh. Shut up. Don't say another word. Abel, I never heard him speak like this before, nor had I seen him make that expression. What do you know? You don't know how I felt. Oh, it looked like he was shutting us up with a kiss, but apparently not. He's just leaning over us, and now he's leaning over us crying. Oh, poor baby Abel is such a little marshmallow. Drip. Something warm fell on my cheek. It looked like he was forcing us. It was like a shutting us up with a kiss, but he was just pushing us down. They knew what they were doing with that CG, though. Oh. One. And another. How much do you think I'd never seen a boy cry. I didn't expect the tears to be so beautiful. It's like that time in that game where, like, I like it when you cry. It's hot. Cry more for me. Like, you know, she ain't wrong. Like, oh, look at you crying. It's so sexy. droplets fell silently from Abel's deep gray eyes. It's also, too, it's like, he's always so stone cold and like whatever. Now it's like, oh, look at the sweet innocent inside of you. It's adorable. I was captivated by this outbreak of emotion and found myself unable to speak. She never said those things. She was always smiling and never spoke a word about her grievances. So you assumed? Abel... But that's all a lie, isn't it? Everyone told me that she was abandoned. So your mom said nothing, and you're just like, Mom never talks about him, and everyone else is like, oh, he abandoned her. And so you assume that she's just putting on a front and like trying to be strong, and it's like, no, she just didn't. Oh. So Abel. Oh. Oh. I like that the CG changes so much. Before I knew it, I had wrapped my arms around Abel's neck. You know, if people come out and see us slaying, like, they're going to think something else is going on. Which probably for Abel is probably better than people knowing he was crying, because I think that would embarrass him, so. I wanted to protect him, to save him from his deepening sorrow. Abel, I'm here with you. I love you, Abel. You... His teary breath brushed my cheek. After a few more short gasps, Abel limply leaned into me. And then woman said I might meet him if I became stronger. Huh? She told me my father was the strongest and bravest man on the continent, and that I might see him again if I became stronger. Became stronger? She never said to me she wanted to see my father again. She just spoke of his strength and how happy she was during their brief time together. She repeated that over and over again. Even in these times, she could have lied, saying she lost her husband in the war, but she didn't. She only said she gave birth out of love. Everyone around us laughed at her. That a woman who was a noble's mistress made a mistake and was discarded. Oh. They talked behind our backs, calling us pitiful. She earned money from washing and sewing, and I've seen many men try to approach her. She chased them away fiercely each time. That's why I knew I had to become stronger. It's not that I wanted to meet my father. I wanted to be stronger to prove everyone who looked down on us wrong, to give her an easier life with the prize money. That's all, really. But she quickly just succumbed to a plague, and then I was left on my own. It's so sad because he's like, he almost, like, you didn't really have hate for your father. You're angry at how everyone treated your mother and talked down about her and you and all this shit. She's never said anything bad, and then it's like, and then she died, and like, now your anger is just kind of at this man because, I mean, I guess partially you kind of almost maybe believe what other people were saying, like, even though you just said that she never said anything bad about him and she had you out of love and everything, so like, I don't know. Maybe you're still not fully trusting her. I don't know. By that time, I was working as a bearer and taught myself how to wield a sword. Ever since I won a small tournament, I've been a bounty hunter. Messengers from Nirvana came often. I kept refusing their invites because I wasn't interested. But then one day, Igor appeared in front of me. So that's what happened. And the only thing that woman left me was a ring with a black pearl and diamond. I was told it must be a gift from Razian, the king of Romula. I wanted to murder Igor on the spot. The man caused my mother and me to suffer. That's what I believed. And so, I decided to pretend to align myself with their plan and execute him. Abel. I gently patted him on the back. His wide and strong back. Girl, don't get kinky and horny now. Don't you hate Razian? You're asking me that again? I'm asking again because I don't know. Don't tell me you forgave everything. To be honest, I don't know myself. But one thing I can say is that I don't want anyone to lose their lives. Abel, would you be sad if I died?
You idiot. What are you saying? Of course I would be. Don't say stupid things like that.
I'm sorry. I also don't want you to die, Abel. But if war breaks out, it's possible.
We will not die.
If you can think that way, it shows you're strong.
What are you trying to say?
I don't want you and Rosian to fight. No, I'm sure that Lady Emera would think the same. She would be sad if the man she loved and their son fought each other.
It's too late for that.
Abel?
I see your point, but it's too late.
It's not.
Then what am I supposed to do? Have you forgotten? We're carrying the name of Nirvana on our shoulders. You want us to just give an unconditional surrender when the war breaks out with Romua?
No, but I want us to try to figure out how to stop this motherfucker. We cast them out. That's why they're pissed. Maybe hey, why don't we do a peace treaty and why don't we have a talk and bring you in the fold, you know? That's not our job. That's the Queen's job, but
our role is to protect the peace of the West. Am I wrong?
No.
And then we only have one option. We must eliminate all who stand in our way.
Abel!
It's too late. I can't turn back now. It's kill or be killed. I don't dislike your kindness, but...
Abel turned his back to me. His shoulders twitched as if he wanted to say more. But in the end he said nothing and walked back to the boys' dorm. Ouch! I don't dislike your kindness, but turns around and walks away. Oh! Ow! Abel, I was lost. I couldn't find the right answer. Am I weak? Or naive? A little. With naive. But, in this case, it's not it... From his perspective, yes, and a little bit, because if war breaks out, it is kill or be killed. We can't just be can we just hold hands and be friends and, not have a war? It's not wrong of her to want that, though. It's not wrong to want world peace. Okay? We can be Miss Congeniality, world peace. You know what I mean? Because, that should be what everybody wants. Where you just exist happily with the other people on the planet and realize that no one is better than anybody else. Okay? But there's always going to be cunts. So, unfortunately, at this point, it is almost a little naive to think that you can just tell Abel, you shouldn't fight with your dad. And he's going to be like, okay. And then what? He's not wrong. We're already on the brink of war here. So, and the thing is, it's not up to us to stop it. They're putting it all on kids' shoulders to fight in this war, which is kind of fucking bullshit. But Sarazar, Ildis, Kiora, they should all be dealing with this shit. They should all be talking to Razi, and they should all be doing their motherfucking jobs. You know? Instead of just, relying on kids to fight their battles. Typical young adult novel / movie / Otome game. The kids are doing the jobs, and the old people are just there yes, yes, fight, children. You guys are crazy. Well, would everyone laugh at me for thinking these things while holding the cursed sword? And I also get her wanting not just for people not to fight and die. Final chapter, father and son. Oh. I kind of feel now if it's the final chapter, I feel the war is always going to be on this brink and then it's not happening. You know? You know what I mean? It just feels like we're not going to have a war in this. Not in Abel's route. You know what I mean? Which is good. You know? Morning! Hey, aren't you a bit gloomy? When I went to get breakfast, Lustin noticed me looking down as I waited in line. It's not that I'm gloomy. I just had a bad dream last night. Oh, really? then you should just forget it. Right.
Just forget it. It's like, I'm feeling depressed. Just get over it. I have anxiety. No, that's not real. Just get over it. Like, just forget it. Oh! You're right. Forget what? What bad dream? Like, I mean, you should try to forget it, but like, you should just forget it. Yeah, because it's that easy. Like, I forget where I put my fucking keys, but like some other shit you just don't forget no matter how hard you want to, you know? It just sounds so dumb. Morning! What's on the menu today? Hey, kidney bean soup! I love that!
Yeah, eat up so you can grow up big and strong.
Hey, shut up! I'm gonna get a growth spurt soon! Don't make me say it again!
Listening to their usual banter, I realized that this became a part of my daily life.
Then what am I supposed to do? Have you forgotten? We're carrying the name of Nirvana on our shoulders.
Last night, after I returned to my room, I tossed and turned in bed, unable to sleep. Well, I need to turn my computer volume down a little bit. Abel was right. The reason I was here at Nirvana, a military organization, was to fight. Enjoying meals and joking about trivial things were just bonuses, not the main purpose. I wonder if Abel's here yet. I scanned the cafeteria, but couldn't find him.
Good morning.
Morning, Nikkei. Oh yeah, Nikkei's roommates with Abel. But he'll want to know why if I asked. Well, I was thinking about it.
It's the bell of war. Maybe Father and Son is a bad chime. I thought it was like, here's me. It's the final chapter. It's going to be great. Oh, that sounds like the chime of war. Huh?
This early? Which idiot is it now?
Could it be Romula?
What? Nikkei's remark made everyone fall silent, wondering if it could be true. Everyone gave him the same look. Okay, because we've never found the spy, so, like, maybe there is a spy and it's one of our, like, side characters or one of our characters. And we're not going to find out. I mean, to be fair, it can't be Posh or Lustin because their routes are next. And unless Tifalet's comes before Nikkei's, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't reveal that early. It could be Asaka or something. You're going to reveal that later on. You know what I mean?
Oh, sorry. I guess it wouldn't be. Maybe I'm overthinking. Are you, though? Everyone arise!
Instructor Leonidas burst in with a stern look. We all stayed exactly where we were.
It's Romula! They've crossed the mountain pass from the east and invaded.
Nikkei, what do you know?
No way! Finish your meals and prepare to sortie? Whatever. You'll be out first thing in the afternoon.
Sortie? Sortie? Soiree? So we really are going to be fighting Romula? After she finished packing her things, Yuriana mumbled that to herself. I didn't think it would come so soon. I'm a bit surprised. Then again, maybe it's not so sudden. There was the issue with Instructor Modesto, so they might have been preparing for a while. Right. Ow! I'm sorry. Normally, Yuriana would never appear down or somber, but today she looked different. Hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I wonder what Romula was like. I did hear they were strong. Yeah, we've never fought them before. You know what would be fucking hilarious? Romula shows up and they're like, "We're ready to dance back." You guys have weapons. We thought this was a dance battle. Well, no point in worrying before it starts. All we can do is fight to win. Yeah, Yuriana and everyone else didn't know about Abel's parents. We had to win. That was why we were gathered here. By the way, the spy thing isn't solved yet, right? I hope it was a misunderstanding if someone was really leaking information. Yuriana's words made me realize something, and I felt a wave of disappointment. I was so preoccupied with Abel that I completely forgot to look for the spy. If only I had been better about it, maybe this never would have happened.
I never gave information to them. Someone else is contacting Igor. I've been trying to find out who, but it's been difficult.
I knew that Abel wasn't the one, and I trusted him. Then who could it be?
It's Yuriana.
The war had already started, but... Now then, shall we go? Yeah. She's like, I mean to be Razian's third wife. Oh my god, that would be so mean. You can't do that to our only lady friend. I walked out to the yard with Yuriana and found the other students already gathered there. But their expressions were much different from the previous mission.
I see you're all here.
Instructor Alias came out of the faculty building. Everyone stood up straight and saluted. Again, it's probably him. He's sus as fuck.
Just for being, like, nice and wholesome seeming. As informed earlier, the invasion by Romeo has begun. They've already crossed the mountain range and have begun attacking Locknan Village, within Malvaria's borders.
Whispers immediately followed his report. The war had truly begun now.
You all know that there's a wide path going from Locknan Village to the capital. They should be stopped before they enter the path. No, they must be stopped. We're heading out now, but the battle will take place on the grasslands, some distance from Locknan Village. That location has good visibility, and there's no fort built there. Thus, any strategy to block the invasion by circumventing them won't work. It'll be a head-on battle. It may be unfair to say this now, but I need you all to listen. Victory is crucial. You can assume that the future of the West will rest on your shoulders. However, even so, I want you to prioritize surviving. I wish from the bottom of my heart for each and every one of you to return alive. Except that bitch with the cursed sword. No, I'm just kidding. That's all.
It was so quiet. No one uttered a sound as everyone looked straight at the instructor's face. It was far from our usual small-scale missions. We keenly felt that from the instructor's expression and words.
And for this mission, keep in mind that it may take a while to resolve. Days, a week, or even a month. We have no idea. Now let's go.
Yes, sir! A month? I had plans! I found myself seated next to Abel in the carriage. Discussing his ties to Romeo was out of the question with everyone around. And it wasn't the time for small talk. In the end, we didn't speak a word. Razian, if he's the king, then he probably won't be on the front lines. Well, I'm going to guess he will be, though, because it says father and son. Or will he, leading his soldiers? Here's the thing. In olden times, the king showed up with his troops and was like, it's my job to lead you. So I'm sorry. What kind of a little bitch is he if he's like, go fight for me, peasants? You should be on the front lines. Where the fuck are our leaders? Oh, right. They're like, good luck, guys. Don't die. Bye. We have to teach the rest of the youths that are going to come in and replace your carcasses. I mean, in the horrible event that you die. I mean, to be fair, this is taking a ye olde times kind of approach. It's in, like, a different realm and a different universe in, like, sort of ye olde times rules. And at that, yeah, you would be doing things a lot younger because you weren't living to 60. You know, if you did, it was like, oh my god, the ancient one, you know? So, like, I mean, so in this case, when they are like, that guy's 30, and it's a little old man hobbling down the road, you're like, understandable, because, you know, back in ye olde days, 30 was really motherfucking old. You know what I mean? Like, we're like 16, 17, we're at a midlife, so middle-aged people out there fighting battles? Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. You know what I mean? So, anyway. If he and Abel were to clash, I knew it was foolish of me to think about those things. I told myself we had to focus on winning, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. Notice how nobody has grandparents. There must be a way for them to make up. I'm such a fool. This isn't some fight between kids, so there's no way. But as long as there was fighting, this chain of sadness would continue. Valid. Even if we won, bringing peace to the West, Romeo's soldiers also have their loved ones. Would they hate us? Would that hatred spawn new wars yet again? Yeah, probably. Am I just naive? No. Again, yes and no. I mean, there's something to be said, like, it's okay to be naive sometimes, but it's not really naive to want a better world where people aren't at war and to want that. But it is naive to go like, we can totally do it, guys. We can all hold hands and be friends. Okay, I mean, we gotta have some people like that, you know? But the reality is, just for every person who's like, it's okay, we'll hold hands and everything will be great. We'll sing Kumbaya by the fire and we'll be besties. There's some cunt who's like, stab them in the face. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, it's okay to think about and want world peace. Again, it's okay to want these things. It's okay to be like, I wish we didn't have to do this bullshit. You know, we shouldn't have to do this bullshit. But you got to take the reality of, unfortunately, the world is filled with bullshit. You know, I want more people like her in the world, though. So for all of us jaded, bitter people who are like, the world's full of shit! Someone goes, doesn't have to be, and you're like, you go clean it up then. And I will sit there and, like, when it starts getting bad, I'll be like, you were right, and then I'll jump onto. You know? But until then, I'm just going to cry in the corner and have an existential crisis. I subconsciously looked at Abel. I couldn't tell if he was really asleep or just pretending, but his eyes were closed. And I mean, I know, like, I bitched about her in, like, the part before. Because it's just that, like, no, Abel, you should just be happy that you have a dad. Don't start that shit. I mean, I think I was jumping the gun, and I think I was being unfair to her. But, like, you know, because that is wrong. Like, your good, happy family does not equal other people's good, happy families. Let him be mad at his dad if he wants to be mad at his dad. You know what I mean? Like, just because you had a good dad and were happy doesn't mean everybody did. You know? So then I would have been like, no, you are naive to just think everybody should be. It's like, everyone has a happy family just because you did. But, like, she's been a lot better about it than in that moment. And again, I think I jumped the gun and, like, made assumptions. But, like, since then finding out, she's like, are you sure? Like, you hate him, but he didn't. Like, I understand why you hate him. You think he, like, abandoned your mom and whatever, but he didn't. So, does that change anything? And not really. And then you're like, but now that you know this, you still want to kill him? Like, trying to see your logic here, you know? But also, Abel's just been so long hating, it's hard to let go of that sometimes. Just get over it. Where's Lustin? Come here. Like, tell him to just get over it. You know what I mean? It takes a while to let that go. You know? But thank God she wasn't like, you should just now be happy and be over it. She's like, you can't think about any of it? Like, you know? She's just done a lot better with it. You know, so. I'm happy that, like, my being mad at her was just me being an asshole that day, so. Okay. Uh-oh, you have to go potties? I'm sorry. You should have told me that when I was talking and now I was going to go back to reading, and now people have to listen as I, walk all the way over here to give you a break because God forbid you actually fly over here like a not lazy asshole. I know, you're so used to being pampered. You gotta go potties? I know you had to go potties. I saw you. Yeah, you get all puffed up and you put your booty down and you're like, trying very hard to hold it. You do the booty clench. You do the booty clench. And to think, I've heard people say that birdies can't hold their poopies, but that's not true. You hold it. You don't have to. You could fly to your poopy spots and go potties for yourself. But instead, if I try to, go to your potty spot, you know what you're going to do? I'm going to land on your pillow and take a giant shit on it. And that's not nice. We don't poop on the Chuya pillows. We don't poop on any of the pillows. We don't. We'll beat the birdie for pooping on the pillows. Yeah, we will. I'll beat you. Beep, beep, beep. He's like, you'll just pet me and pull my feathers. I was trying to get your pin feathers out. I'm not trying to pull on them. I'm very sorry that sometimes they hurt. I'm not trying to hurt you. Okay? I would never hurt you on purpose. I don't want to hurt you on accident either, but sometimes it happens. Like the time we actually hit you with a pillow. That was an accident. I was trying to throw tiny little stuffy pillows at squirrels at the window and you flew in front of one of the pillows and it hit them. Poor bird. It's probably knocked it. You're fine. It was years ago. You're fine. But it was a terrible accident, and we still feel guilty about it. I do still feel guilty about it. You probably forgot about it. Yeah, we were throwing the little stuffies on the back of the couch at the glass window, at the sliding glass door, because we had birdie food on our patio, and the squirrels were out there. We were like, get away, squirrels. And I was like, chucking them. And I threw one, and I went to throw another one, but the first one hit the door, and it scared him. So he flew right in the trajectory of the other one that launched, and he got beamed with a little pillow. It was small, at least, because a big pillow probably would have killed you. It was at least a small stuffy. Poor thing. Yeah. You're okay. Oh, I cupped you. I know people are like, don't talk to the bird. Oh. You're so cute. Yes, you are. I just want to pet you. Okay. All right. I wondered if there was anything I could do. We could have just read that line and we would have transitioned, and then I could have given you a break because the transition didn't take 80 times. Oh, I don't know if we've ever seen Posh's armor. It's the Digroth armor. Is like, abs out. Belly buttons free. We do not hide the stomach. And it's just so funny because he's wearing like a little metallic breastplate and then the vest. The vest is just... It is a little headband. But like the vest... The headband that's doing nothing to keep his hair out of his fucking face, by the way. It's doing nothing. It's just for fashion, I guess. But it's just so funny because then he's like wearing a vest over like a tube top. A metallic tube top. What's the purpose? It really is, Romula. Posh spoke first after we got off the carriage. No further explanation was needed. Soldiers bearing a flag with an extravagant black and silver emblem were advancing. So the standing army of Milvaria had already arrived at the fort. But this is...
There's no time to be afraid.
I'm not.
Abel, we will win. That's why we're all here. All right, get in rank.
When everybody immediately sprang into action, Alias pulled me by the arm.
You're going with the first company. And do your best to support them.
Yes, sir. You're like, is this the good time to tell you that the curse sword might be dying and might be totally useless, and I definitely don't have the skills for this?
And don't rely too much on the curse sword. This is different from combat training.
Which is good, because the curse sword's Wilhelm might be dead. Yes, I know.
Take care of him.
Instructor Alias said it with mixed emotions and a forced smile before he said it with mixed emotions and a forced smile before walking away. I was reading it wrong, and I was like, it doesn't sound right. But that's just because I can't read.
Let's go. We will annihilate Romula.
I chased after Abel, still worried. I'm counting on you today. I held my right hand up and prayed. But it felt different from usual. The cursed sword's azure light emerged and rained down on everyone. Wow, it's beautiful! Thanks! Let's do this! We have to win this war! Don't rely on Wilhelm.
Thanks for that again. All right, let's go.
Oh. I turned and met Abel's gaze. I noticed a hint of hesitation deep in his eyes.
Thanks.
Abel mumbled softly before turning his face away. Soon after, we clashed with the front lines of the Romula army. Sword clashes echoed from all around. See, this is where you kiss me before we die in battle. You should have just kissed me.
Hey, wasn't that awesome?
Wilhelm? I stopped suddenly when I heard that voice, but he sounded different from usual.
Wasn't that awesome?
Oh, I sound like a feeble British child. Oh, I'm a feeble orphan.
Wilhelm, are you?
I'm not disappearing today.
Should I read him as he's getting feeble?
I don't have much time left.
I see. He sounds too much like Posh, but I can't.
This is gonna be big war, huh? And you have to win no matter what?
Yes, that's right.
and I'll use the last of my powers to make you all stronger.
Wilhelm,
So don't lose. If you do, I'll beat you up, okay?
got it. I gripped the cursed sword tightly. Even if he wouldn't vanish today, it could be tomorrow. I wanted to show Wilhelm our victory and say thank you to him.
I won't lose!
I took a deep breath and pointed my sword at a charging soldier. You're like, Wilhelm, yeah, you're not going to disappear today, but this could take months, so you need to stick around.
You! Look at their uniforms. They're like old-timey knights.
Now wait! This is the kind of motherfucking armor you should be wearing into war!
Yuriana, Posh.
This man's fully covered. You ain't getting a thing in there.
He broke my sword. He's made out of metal.
What are you doing with your abs out?
You know what? What?
I deflected the first strike and traded blows. They really are strong. They were as formidable as I anticipated. They were nothing like the revolutionary armies at Mihas village. I gritted my teeth and fought back. They were strong, but not unbeatable. I calmly waited for an opening from my opponent. Kick him in the nets!
It's not going to do anything because he's wearing armor, so. Die, you little girl!
Don't be so arrogant!
Gah!
Blood splattered all over my body. The metallic scent filled my nose. How? He's literally covered in metal. How'd you get through that?
Damn!
I backed away from the man, clutching his side as I scanned for the next opponent. I heard a voice from my side and quickly took a stance with my sword.
Damn it!
Swords clashed once again. There was no time to run or think. Soon I no longer hesitated in cutting down others. I was afraid of that. The battlefield could drive one insane. Swinging my sword amidst the smell of blood and dust paralyzed the mind. I wondered if everyone felt the same or if it was the cursed sword influencing me. Probably a little bit of both. I mean, because, like, you're in this, if you're like, I don't want to do, and then you get here and you're like, what are you going to do? Curl up in a ball and cry? You're going to fucking stab some bitches to get the fuck out of it. You know what I mean? It's like when you watch all those, like, horror movies where, like, people are trapped and you're like, how could you kill another person? And it's like, if it's them or me, I don't know. Like, logically, you're like, no, you shouldn't want to do that. But, like, when you're trapped in something like that, like, that psycho-primal instinct's gonna kick in and be like, kill you, me get out. You know what I mean? Like, you can't blame people for going a little cuckoo bananas. So, couldn't really blame you for this, because, like, we might all feel the same in this situation, you know? Also, Wilhelm's a little bloodlusty, so. But that's toned down a lot now that he's dying, so. Ah! I defeated the second opponent. Without pause, a third sword lunged at me. I continued to fight. 3, 4, 5. I lost count after that. You're like, are we done? I'm tired. Can I have a nap and some iced tea? I looked up to see a red sky. It was almost dusk before I knew it. Doesn't look like it's ending soon. It wasn't just Nirvana involved in this battle. The standing armies of Milvaria, Digroth, and Azul were also here. And Romulo had sent enough forces to be evenly matched. Well, what would have been smart is they're sending the forces here, we're all coming, and then they sneak around on the other side when nobody's there to protect him, and then they, like, pop in and they're like, ha ha! Back door! You know what I mean? Like, if you're coming in the front way and everybody's here, you sneak around back. Just saying. Come on. Both sides had casualties, but when I looked around, it didn't feel like the numbers had decreased at all. Tomorrow, and the day after. I thought about how long this would go on, and it made me dizzy. I was unsure if I had enough physical and mental energy for that. I don't. I hope everyone's all right. As I looked around, I saw a silhouette approaching Abel from behind as he fought. Abel! I dashed forward and swung my sword at the Romulus soldier.
You're like, you're not touching my boyfriend! Ah!
Huh? I had cut through his right arm, but as he fell to the ground, his helmet came off.
What the?
Everyone from Nirvana fighting alongside Abel must have doubted their eyes. Let me guess, it's Daddy? Oh, it's Richard. I was like, Richard? And I'm like, wait a minute. So he was the spy? Somehow not surprised. The one who attacked Abel from behind was Richard. Oh. A sharp sound echoed through the red sky. What?
The battle's over for today.
Over?
It's less efficient to fight in the dark, right? So we always cease fire at sundown.
Oh. I learned that for the first time. There had never been missions that stretched on several days, so I didn't know that piece of common knowledge.
It's also weird. There's rules to engagement. There's rules to war. If you have to have rules for war, and you're like, no, we all agree we're not... Okay. No, we're not going to do that. That's okay. We'll allow that. Yeah. And if you sit down and negotiate rules for war, you should be able to negotiate peace, motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, we'll stop at night? Yeah, sounds good. Okay. Oh, okay. Like, we can stab each other. That's cool. And you can bring guns to the sword fight. That's cool, too. But, like, I'm sorry, biological warfare, not cool. It's not cool. We got that? I see. No, put it away. Not cool. All right. Anyway, so what else? You want to be able to sneak up on us at night. No. We said no fighting at night. Okay, that's rule number 37. You know what I mean? It's like if you can sit down and discuss and have rules to engagement and rules to war, or even if it's on your own side, these are just the rules. We just do that and we just know. And it's like, then you can't have a normal conversation like adult fucking human beings? You still gonna sling your shit like toddlers? The fuck? I mean, it doesn't make any motherfucking sense. Anyway, what about him?
Stab him. Richard, whom I had struck with my sword, thinking it was the enemy, was crouched down with a bloody arm.
Let's take him away.
Everyone looked exhausted when we returned to the camp. The battlefield is not somewhere anyone wants to go. I remembered what Instructor Leonidas once said. So far, you've only faced minor skirmishes where victory was likely. A real battle's nothing like that. He was right. Seeing the exhausted students made me feel the weight of those words. I thought all we needed to do was win. I thought we could win. I thought winning was a given.
Okay, well that's naive.
But the war with Romuva taught me there were battles where that wasn't the case. On top of that, it's starting. After dinner, Nike called for me. Yuriana, who was next to me, also stood up. Richard's interrogation was about to begin. If Alias even tries the... Oh, look, we get a Richard CG! I am not gonna lie. He looks good in this CG. Like, he's all evil and angry, and look at that snatched waist and this fucking, like, suit of armor. Like, it's not, like... He's a twat, but he does have fabulous hair. And he does look good in this CG. Richard... Who would have thought? Who knew things would end up this way? I couldn't look straight at Richard, who was tied up. Didn't we suspect Richard before? I mean, he is a quintessential subject. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, gee, which one? If it's one of your side characters, it'd probably be him. Like, if it was like Asaka, I would have been like, I know I joked, but I wasn't expecting that. This, not surprised in the least. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait. Oh my God, I can't believe it was Richard. I never would have thought. How? Holy shit. He's been so nice to us the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, just... Richard, do you have anything to say for yourself? If Alias starts to defend him ever, though, that's when you know that Alias is really fucking sus and I wasn't wrong here. No. Richard showed no fear, maintaining his sharp gaze on Instructor Alias and the others around him. Richard, is it true you attacked Abel? Yes. The only way I was going to beat him is behind his back. Well, at least all the leaders are here. not saying anything, but they're here. A low murmur erupted all around, but nothing distinct. 3 monarchs looked at Richard in silence.
Why did you do such a thing? Because I wanted to kill him?
Richard said that defiantly, as if he believed he was in the right.
Why did you try to kill him? He's your classmate and ally. It was to be my gift. Gift? What do you mean by that? I was going to defect to Romua.
Okay, so maybe you weren't the spy, but why are you wearing one of their uniforms? It seems like you're the spy. Groans rose up from among the murmurs, but still, no one said anything as they all looked dumbfounded at Richard. Obviously, Richard is not trying to kill Abel because he's the strong... Well, okay, wait, here's the thing. I was going to kill Abel. That sounds like Richard trying to kill Abel because he's jealous that Abel is the strongest person and he will never be able to beat him. You should also try to kill Lustin, by the way, but it's not Lustin's story, so whatevs. It was my gift to Romua because I was going to defect to them. Okay. And then you're thinking, whoa, you were going to take out Abel, it's your gift to Romua because you know that he's Razian's son, but how does that work? Like, here, I brought your son's head. I killed him. Aren't you happy? I don't think that's what Razian wants. Razian doesn't want his son dead. He wants his son. He wants his son on his side. So if you knocked Abel out, dragged him over, and was like, kidnapped your kid, here you go, and brought him alive, tied up, Razian might be like, good for you. But I don't think he's going to be happy if you kill his son. You know what I mean? This isn't Razian hates him, and if Abel doesn't come to his side, he wants him dead. You know? Razian wants him as his heir. So I don't think he'd be thrilled about you killing him. So I feel like there's a flaw in Richard's logic, unless Richard has no clue and was thinking, if I kill Abel, we can easily win the war because Abel's the strongest one on this field. You know what I mean? And if Abel's dead, even though everybody else is strong too, think about it. You're like, yeah, we can do this. We got Abel. It's cool. Even though you're like, you're doing your max. Abel dies and you're like, we're all going to die. And then your motivation and your confidence and everything it plummets. You know what I mean? You're going to do your best, put your best foot forward and have confidence because Abel's there. Because he exists. Like Posh was like, I trust you to have my back. Yeah, everything's awesome. Abel's dead and Posh is like, we're all going to die. I can't do this. You know what I mean? So, even though Abel is not the one that's going to win the war, we're all going to do it together. Abel's kind of like our mascot, if you think about it. So I don't know if Richard knows.
Richard, you...
You should see the stupid looks on your faces. This is great. Richard, you bastard!
Posh, no. Posh was about to attack when Asaka stopped him just in time. Look at Asaka's little uniform. It's cute. Didn't we already see it before? I think we've already seen it. It's adorable, though. I think everyone here shared the same feelings as him. We were just afraid of saying it out loud.
Oh, that's right. I have another thing to confess.
What is it?
I did it. I'm the one who killed Modesto.
Okay, so... I mean... Sure. If he's the spy, it would make sense. So, not actually surprised really either. I didn't go, oh my god, Richard killed Modesto, but you think whoever is the spy would have killed him, so.
What?
But it wasn't my fault. It was simply punishment. The man deserved to die. That man had been in contact with Romeo for the entire time.
So was Modesto the spy the whole time then? Because, see, that's what they made it seem like. Modesto was the spy. And you were like, okay. And then he died. And you're like, okay, was he in on it and somebody else? So, like, was Modesto then the spy? And then Richard was like, ooh, if I kill him, then I can... And Richard's got his whole other plan? Because, like, okay, then that's a little... I mean, then that would... I wouldn't be, like, shocking, but that's unexpected. Wasn't thinking about that, like... Modesto is the spy, and then somebody else kills him, and then it's a whole other subplot. It was when they said Modesto, somebody killed Modesto, it's like,
oh, it was quote-unquote suicide. I was like, no, it sounds like he was the spy and they killed him or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, huh? He knew the students' names and grades. He even asked a certain student for details on everyone's interpersonal relationships. And he was selling all of that to Romua. Romua knows the full combat capabilities of the Nirvana students. Ugh. You seem to know a lot about this, Richard. Abel spoke with his usual cold tone as he took a step forward. Of course I do, because I am that student. Huh? Richard. The atmosphere changed once again. Wait just a second. Then... Yes, Asaka, it was me. Didn't we say that, though, when he was pointing fingers and Nikke at everybody? You're like, that's something a sus person would say. So not surprising. The spy was right there in front of you the whole time. Again, not totally surprising or anything. But it's interesting. He's the spy, but then also Modesto was a spy? I mean, to be fair, if you were Romeo, it'd be smart to have multiple spies. Just throwing that out there. Richard, you... Asaka! Asaka looks so ridiculously gorgeous like this. Asaka reflexively drew his katana, but then stopped with a gasp. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. It was unusual for Asaka, who usually admonished others, to give in to such anger. There was a strange stillness around us that made it hard to even breathe. All I heard was the bonfire's crackles. The students, instructors, and the monarchs all stared at Richard in silence. Then Asaka stepped forward and spoke. So then I'm going to guess maybe Romua isn't, like, the overarching conflict and everything, because, like, we already know who the spy is, so... Well, at least we won't be tasked to find the spy, I guess, because we'll already know, so it kind of ruins it a little bit, but... For finding out in the first route, you know? I don't remember when we got tasked to find the spy. Was it already in Abel's route, or was it in the common? So, Richard, were you betraying us all along? Betray? That word weighed heavily on our hearts. Deep down, I hoped it was some kind of mistake, and I was annoyed at myself for it. Betray, huh? Richard suddenly turned towards Abel. I know of an even more terrible betrayal. A bad feeling crept up my spine. Does Richard know about Abel? But then why was he going to kill him? Richard, what does that mean? If you know something, stop hiding it and say it. Well... Richard's gaze looked arrogant as he turned to Abel again. I heard the son of Romua, the Romua king, Razian, is at Nirvana. Huh? If you're going to make up a stupid lie like that, you'll regret it. He'd received a certain order from Razian. He infiltrated Nirvana to gather intel on students in order to annihilate them in war. Everyone exchanged skeptical looks. Abel looked as he always did. Even now, he maintained his composure, and his calmness impressed me. This is like the bad time for everyone to find out, because they're going to be like, what? And they're not going to trust him, you know? And that student is... Oh, Abel. He just said Abel's name. I clicked it too fast. I'm sorry. He did say it. Wait. Which one's the, That student is... Abel! Yeah, okay. And everyone's shocked. What? Alias is like, fuck. Liar! Posh! How dare you tell lies about someone else just because you're cornered? Abel would never do something like that. Oh. I was happy to hear Posh say that. Although this wasn't about me, I was glad that someone else spoke up for him. I almost blurted out my own defenses for him, but I restrained myself. With Abel right there, I felt it wasn't my place to interrupt as a third party. I believed Abel would speak the truth himself. I was sure of that. He says mean things and he doesn't look friendly and can also be annoying. But he always helped me and... I'm sorry, Posh. Huh? What Richard said is true. I am Razian's son, and I did come here by his order. Huh? But that's... Hey, that's a terrible joke, man. You're kidding. I'm not. You just broke Pasha's little heart. You gotta be kidding me. No. No, wait. You can't be... You bastard!
Did he just punch Abel?
Oh my god, he did! Oh my god, it's a CG of him punching Abel!
Oh. This is bull! You... Posh, stop it!
Posh was about to attack again when the instructor grabbed him.
Why are you stopping me? Let me at him! Calm down. How can I? He's been deceiving us all this time!
Posh is more devastated than a girl who just got broken up with. Oh my god. Posh.
This is crazy! All this time... Damn it!
This is so adorable. Poor Posh. This would be like if you found out that he was lying to you, you know what I mean, as the main character, you'd be like, oh my god, you've been lying to me this whole time. This is almost more devastating than if you found out he was been lying to you the whole time. As the main character, you're like, oh no, you broke Posh's little heart. Stop it. He's too innocent for this.
You're the worst!
Abel quietly wiped the blood from his mouth. At that moment, a thought crossed my mind. Did he get punched on purpose?
Abel, I'm disappointed. How dare you? All this time, you lied to us.
He's literally going through it. Posh. Instructor Alias stopped him, then...
Abel, how do you feel now? Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. You stood above everyone else at Nirvana and were always the undefeated winner. But now you're the target of disdain and hatred from others. Richard! Look, Abel, everyone now hates your entire existence. All the respect, praise, and envy that were directed at you have all but vanished. All that's directed at you now, disappointment, hatred, and contempt.
Wow, Richard, you're kind of a cunt.
You no longer belong here. Now no one will trust or respect you. I do! Now you're nothing! How wonderful! This is the best! I want to hold a celebration, Abel! Cut it out, Richard!
Don't say that! It's not that. Abel is...
It's no use.
Richard's eyes were still filled with satisfaction and hatred. This is where you say, I trust him.
You defending him alone won't make everyone else start trusting him again. Abel, how do you feel now? You've fallen from grace at the top of Nirvana. I'm sure you're mortified now. Now, Abel, if you have anything to say for yourself, then say it in front of everyone.
Abel, look, he looks so sad. Look at his sad, beautiful little face. Who could have predicted this outcome? I was paralyzed by how powerless I felt. What should I have done? Was I supposed to report this to Queen Kiora when I heard about it from Chalet? Was what I did wrong? A blind helplessness took root inside me. But then... Abel, is what Richard said true? Oh. Queen Kiora walked towards Abel with her usual gentle smile. Yes, exactly as she always did. Unlike the agitated crowd, she remained calm and radiated tender benevolence. Is there anything else you want to tell us? I could see Abel's shoulders slightly tense, but he didn't seem afraid, nor did it look like he had given up. See, what we really should do is just kind of like reach out and hold his hand, like, I'm here for you. I'll be here for you. Give him some support. Or kind of like just move a little bit closer to him so like you're on his side, you know what I mean? Something. You gotta give him something. Abel looked around us with a composed expression before he finally spoke up.
What Richard said is true, but not all of it. The reason I came to Nirvana is to strike down that man.
After more murmurs, everyone quieted down. We all observed Abel's every move.
That man, King Rosian of Romua, he toyed with my mother and abandoned her, and he's now trying to use me. I've honed my skills at Nirvana so I can erase that man's existence. Huh? Wait! I feel no bond with a father I've never met.
Not even once.
Yes. His confidant by the name of Igor came to me bearing a message from that man. He also said I couldn't meet him. But once I had fulfilled my purpose, I'd be welcomed as the next in line as king.
King? King?
Don't you think that's foolish? To bring a child from an affair into the castle after all this time? That's why I swore to myself. I'd pretend to follow his orders and live in Nirvana, and when the war with Romeo began, I would go and kill that man myself.
Abel. He used the phrase toyed with. It was like he was pretending we never talked last night. Did what I say not reach him? Even though I knew I was being naive, I hadn't forgotten who I was. My words probably didn't reach Abel's heart. Then why was he in tears?
I don't care if you don't believe me, but I will definitely...
That's much too convenient, Abel. Words can be faked. We cannot see the truth that exists only inside your heart. Hey, hotness. Listen, I love you, but don't talk to our boy toy like this, okay? Seriously, you guys gotta learn to get along. Even if you pierce yourself with your sword to bleed before us, there's still a possibility that what you said is a lie. King Sarazar and Queen Kiora didn't appear to be agitated one bit. They remained calm with a smile as they continued to observe Abel. There's no certainty you'll attack Rosian. Tomorrow, when the battle resumes, you might even turn against us. Losing someone who can defeat the cursed sword would be unfortunate. However, I suggest we place you under arrest for now. As an ally, you're a great asset, but as an enemy, you're much too dangerous.
That doesn't make sense, but I truly...
Please trust Abel! I was probably the only one there who could still stand up for Abel. You're too kind, as usual. Hey! That's why you want to romance me, right? Or are you siding with Abel too? Did you two plot against us? We did no such thing! I just want you to trust Abel. Then can you vouch for him? Yes? War's no game. You must be objective. I know, but... Then I shall be the overseer here. Hey, Daddy! Dad? Lord Avis?
My brother, could you elaborate?
They do kind of look alike.
I'll keep watch over him. If he betrays you as you say, King Sarazar, then I'll take his life with my own hands. What? Wait, Dad! What say you, everyone?
Why must you side with him? Why does Sarazar really want to get rid of Abel? Is it because I'm in love with Abel and Sarazar's like, I don't like that you're in love with him. Listen, if you want me for yourself, all you had to do was ask, but the game doesn't give you a route, sweet cheeks. I wish it did, because I would be in your fucking bed in an instant, okay? Spacey likes the cold ones with glasses, and you are all up in my shit. You gave me a kaleidoscope. Sir, you're so ridiculously hot. I would do anything for you, but, like, the game's not going to let me, so I'm going to need you to just, like, let me be happy with Abel while the game tells me this is my route, okay? So, like, love me as much as you want in the background, hot stuff. I kind of like that he's always like,
You just don't like Abel because I'm in love with him. So hot. I'm not siding with him in particular. If anything, I say this as a father with a son. Huh? I'm interested in the choice he'll make.
I have no objections. What about you two?
They're like, ugh.
I'll place my trust in him. Queen Kiora!
Yes, and I'm counting on you, Avis.
If Kiora and Ildis say so, then so be it.
You can leave it to me.
Okay, perfect timing. Ooh! I like that hot daddy came in and rescued our boyfriend! Gosh, we love your dad. He's single, right? Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.